now, right? Now, when you want to capitalize the first letter of a string or like first letter of a word, what you use is the method dot capitalize. It will capitalize only your first letter of the first word of the whole sentence. Even if you say like D is here, see. So only the first letter will be capitalized, rest remains the lower cases. Now, what if we want to convert everything in the lower case? Everything in the upper cases, right? If you want to change the cases, like you want to swap the cases, like you want to make the lower as the upper or the upper as the lower, in that case you can use swap case, and here the lower cases will be in the upper cases, the upper will be in the lower, and so does it will be done. Okay, cool. Next we have some format methods. Format method means that there will be a statement. We'll be writing something over there, let's say cost of right. The cost of some braces books are some braces. Now what are the braces, right? Right format. So this is a string and we are going to do formatting in this. Now what to be formatted, right? The braces, whatever the given braces are there, we have to input some values in that. So the cost of, let's say 5 books are, let it be some 840 kind of thing. Okay. So the cost of this much books are this much. So whatever you give will be given up there. When you run this, it will be giving the cost of this are 840. And if you apply here that the cost of 5 books are 840. Okay. This is how it works. Okay. Now this is very easy, like when you want to find a length of the total sentence or the word, that is easy actually. Okay. Now if you want to find up, right, how many, like if we say D, what is D? This is ML, it's a subset of AI. So how many S is there? So it is saying is 3. That does not mean that there are 3 is. This means that the index position of I is 3. Right? Only the first letter index positions you will be getting as output. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? You can see it. Alright. So if you apply count, there is particularly for one time only. So how many S are there? 3 S are there. Okay, 5. Now yesterday we did some split operations when I said that if I have a string and I want to split it there, so it will split according to whatever I am writing now. Let's say I write till wyn dot win. So it would be splitting with some respects, right? Some expects it will be splitting up. Uh, let's say uh, taken out to be dot. So you can see if there. Okay, like this we can split the things. Now, if it would have been a Gmail ID or something kind of that, here we can just split it according to whatever you want, .com or @gmail, the username. Mostly we do this and we get the results. Sorry, this is the get the results like this. Okay. Now next have, like, let's say if a string is having numbers as well as characters. A string consisting of numbers as well as characters. So is that string, please mute down. So is that string an alphanumeric string? Yes, right? If I say right, so an alphanumeric string is there, right? And what is the use of this alphanumeric? Okay, so you can see it returns true if the string is an alphanumeric string and false otherwise. A string is an alphanumeric if all the characters in the string are alphanumeric and there is at least one character inside the string, right? Okay, that is how it works. And the ASCII codes you all know, finding the ordinal of a string and set it. The ASCII codes you will get, right? Index split and all has been done, right? So starts with and that is fine. Swap cases, okay, title has been there. So let's say if we see the D that is right here up to X, Y, Z. What is our, let's take a sentence. Okay, so if you see whether this C is in the lowercase or not, so it is in the lowercase. That's nice. So if you want to capitalize each of the first letter of the word, then we can use title. And you can see up there the changes. Okay. So that is how these things are worked with the methods in the string. Okay. Next we see up the lists. Now, what are lists? So lists are a collection of heterogeneous data types in some ordered way, and it also allows you to repeat up the elements for more than one type. Okay, and these are declared by a square bracket. So let's say if I'm making it as V, square bracket with a and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. Okay. So what does mean? If you see the type of this tree, you'll find it to be okay, you find it to be a list. Okay. So this is particularly a list. So it can hold various data types even too. Right, so this is one of the data types we are taking up there. It can hold multiple data types at a time and could have duplicate values also. So C or V, this is a list. And we can do our slicings and all as accordingly if we want, right? Reversing something or changing of the things, and like there we can just go with the indexing parts and all. Now the method comes like if we want to add up something inside the list, what should we do? So to add up the things, we'll be using append method. So append will exactly add up your values what you want to add in the last of the list. Let's say you are saying that you want to append 2. That's it. See your append and you can see find 2 here, right? But what will happen that append could only add one particular value. So when you have more than one value to be added up in your list, you have different method that is called as extend. There you can write up more than one value. Now you see your V. So you can see that after 2 it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is an order maintained. If there is some sort of, you can say, you could say it like it always add the values in the end of your list. There's methods append and extend. Now if you want to add something in a specific location in a list, if you want to add something in a specific location, and that term in that kind, you will have to use something different, that is insert method. So in the insert method, you first define in which of the index number you want to define of the things. So like if you want to let's say if you want to add something in the second position, so you will have to write 1 and then write things, right, 23, 45. And you see your V, you could see that in the second position. So this is the first position 0 and this is the second position, like that. Okay. Now if you have taken up the things and you want to remove up this from the list, so again easy, dot remove, so V dot remove, and then quickly just write up the thing what you want to remove. So that's been removed, C or V up there. And next we have something as pop. If we use pop, the last element will be automatically deleted up, right? So you can find this last element 5 has been deleted up. Okay. Now if you want to copy a list, let's say this is B. Now what is B exactly? B is equals to V dot copy of a list. So what is V? What is V? V is also the same as what is the V, right? You can iterate on this V, you can find for the things. Okay. Now, so how to clear something, right? So for clearing it, like you have B up there and you want to clear this list. So that is easy, right? If you see a B is an empty list now. So this is of no use, so I'll be deleting it out, right? So you can even delete this thing. Now, we are all having the numbers inside the list, then easily we can find up the maximum number from that V. So maximum is 7. What is the minimum number from this V? So this is 1. And what is the sum of the numbers inside this V? So 51, right? And let's just say that V dot find or count. So it'll be counting how many 1 are there. So 2 1 are there. So let's say your x is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So apply for I in X print V dot count of I. So you can find that if we see V dot count of 1, it is 2. V dot count of 2 is 3. 3 is 2. 4 is 2. 5 is 2. 6 is 2. 7 is 2. 8 is 0 and 9 is 0. That means there is no 8 and no 9 inside my list. Okay. So you can apply a lot of things exactly. Okay. Similarly, there are tuples. Right. So what is the use of tuples? Now, the only difference between a list and a tuple is that.
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you just show me the last method? I mean, the count of letters. I mean, okay, you are using you. Okay, fine, fine. Thank you. I thought there is a predefined method.
So the use of the tuples, if you can say that is, once you define anything inside a tuple, like once you are defining things in this list, right? Similarly, once you define the things in a tuple, what happens? You cannot change other things, right? Next, you cannot add on, you cannot delete, you can't any time just uh, insert something or like let's say for indexing can be done, right? You can just edit up the things by replacing up the elements and all. So let's say if this is a V, that is a list, right? So if I say V of 5 is equals to uh, replaced. So if I see by V, that would be replaced in the first position. But if I say that now, let's make this V as let's make a copy of this. And let's make this T as a tuple. And you can see T as a tuple. So how is tuple written? It is written inside the first bracket, enclosed in the first bracket, and the rest of the things are same, right? It can also hold heterogeneous elements. It can also hold the heterogeneous data types, as well as it can also hold up the duplicate elements and all, right? So indexing is nice here too. Okay, indexing is fine, right? But what if we say that so this is not done here, right? Because tuple object does not support any item assignment, right? So if you just want to add something inside this tuple, not possible. So you could add only a tuple inside a tuple. So let's say for a single element also you'll have to write it as the element first and give the comma. Then only it will be a tuple and then only it will be added up. And it will be also added up in the last of the tuple, right? That is the difference. So here what you can do, here you can count up the things and that can be used in. You can find the occurrence of the things. So 1 is for 2 times, 2 is for 4 times, 3 is for 2 times, 4 for 2 times, 5 for 1, replace for 1, 6 for 2, and so does. You are getting up the things. Okay. So the occurrence is particularly, are getting it there. Okay.
Hey, how do you convert a list to tuple?
List to tuple. That is easy. Like if you are having something as a list, that is this is a list, right? So you
Yeah.
only have to just give a variable if you want to, or totally if you want to convert it, then it's okay. So I'm taking a variable just. So I want to convert a tuple of v. So just write the tuple and then write v. It will be converted.
Okay.
So if we see the type of r now, so that is a tuple, and if I see r, then you can see this is a tuple.
Good.
Okay. So you can even find the index and all, right? Okay, fine. It's moving up to the sets. So this data type is quite very different from this list and tuples. This is very different, and why this is so? Because see here the elements you are writing, right? So the elements you are writing up here is always a unique one. That means that no duplications is allowed here, right? And the orderness is also not follows, right? So there is no such order of printing of the things. So like always in some ascending orders, what you write will be not followed, right? Let's say if you have written this 5 4 3 2 1, and first let's see the type of V. So type of V is asset, right? So print V, okay. Print V, and you can see the orders. Some ascending to this. Okay. Let's say that is cool, right? Now see. Okay. So that is how a set is defined. But now let's just say that if I'm having C and I'm having some characters inside my set A, B, and C. Okay. And I have said that no duplication is to be allowed. It means that if I am adding one more C to here, so there should be two C, right? In case of a list and tuple, let us say. So C by C, I'll be getting it as A, B, C only. So no duplications are allowed. Okay. So how to add up something inside your set? So you have method of C dot add. Write up the things, and it will be add up C dot add. Hmm? Okay. C dot add. C dot C. Okay, you can find up your C over there. That's 23, 45, A, B, and C, right? You can see the order, like first the string coming with the number, and then the number is coming, and then the things are followed up. Fine. Now, similarly to the list, if you want to add on some more than one value inside a set, you should follow the next method, that is update. You see a 1, 2, 23, 3, 4, 5, 45, A, B, and C. Okay. So we have written 2 for the 2 times, but only one time it has been taken out. Okay. So to remove other things, we have the very first, that is remove method, and we write up the elements. Let's say 23 to be removed out. Done. Next we have discard method. 45. Done. But what is the difference between this remove and discard? The difference is like when you remove an element which is not present inside a set, will give you an error. Let's say remove 100. So it will give you a key error, that is 100 is not present inside the set. But in case if you use discard, so there will be no such error, right? So what is the role of discard? So discard will delete, or like it will remove the element if it is there inside the set. But if it is not present inside the set, it will do nothing, right? It will just execute, and that is like an empty line, that is, right? So that is of no use. But in the remove, it always should be a number which is present inside, it always should be an element which is present inside a set. That is it. We use this pop, just to randomly delete something from there, right? That is a pop inside a set. So randomly delete something from the set. Okay. Now let's just come to the calculations things. So let's say this is a set A, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is set B, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, what is common in between these sets? That is 3 and 4. If I see other things, so you have method, you can find intersection. So A dot intersection of B will give you the common things, right? A, 3 and 4. Also, if you write A and B, you will be getting the intersection of like 3 and 4. What is the sum, or you can say what is the total numbers, what is the combination of A and B? If you just combine them, then what should be the number to come? So it would be A union B. A union B, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I write A dot union of B, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly, right? So this is exactly, if we just combine up A and B, this is what we are getting. Alright. What is the difference in the set A with respect to set B? So A dot difference in A, right, with respect to B, that is 1, 2. Why? If we just see of the set, so only 1, 2 is different with this set B, because 3, 4 is also present in the set B, right? So only 1, 2 is there which is different from the set B. Also, you can write it as A minus B to get the difference. Similarly, if we write B dot difference of A, or we write B minus A, both will work as same thing, right? Both will be giving you the same values, 5, 6. Okay. Now, similarly, if we say that you want to find the symmetric difference, with respect to B, in that case, symmetric. So in that case, you will be getting 1, 2, 5, 6, right? So symmetric difference will give you, right, the exact number, or you can say exact number of elements after removing, right, after ignoring the common elements, right? So after just ignoring the common elements, what is there remained in the set 1 as well as in the set 2? So 1, 2, 5, 6. Cool. Similarly, if I say difference update, So you can see in the difference update what happens. Like if you see b dot difference, that was 5 and 6. But if I say difference update, what it will do is, right, it will remove up the common things and will only take up the different elements, right? So only the different elements will be present inside this set B now. Every time when I'll run this, only this 5 and 6 will be there instead of 3, 4 and 5, 6 what we have written. Similarly, it will be same for this A, but for that we need to add some values to this B. Okay, yeah. So now let's say A dot difference update of B. Here you'll only see 1 and 2. Okay, that is how it is done. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what more can be done, right? Similarly, symmetric difference update. Similarly, there's you can say what is there? Intersection update and all will be working on it, right? So similarly, there you have a lot of methods inside the set too, right? You need to explore up the things, right? So copy, clear, add, difference, update, discard, subset, and all. Like what are the subsets and all we'll be discussing now. Let's say I know A. What is A and B? If we just print up the things, so this is A and B. If I say A is a subset of B, so is this A is a subset of B? No. Why? Because every element of A is not present inside the B. If I say the C is equals to 1 and 2, and this D is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I write C is a subset of D, that is true because every element of C is present inside this D. And if I see D is a subset of C, so that is false exactly because every element of D is not present inside the C. But some element of D is present inside the C, right? That can be a superset, right? So D is a superset of this C. That can be done, right? That will give you a true result because there are some elements inside the C which is present inside the set D, right? So set D is having some elements inside the set C. We can write superset, and if we are checking for the C, then it should be right. Every element of the C should be present inside the D. So that is the case of a set, right? So all these are there with the respective sets and tuples and the list and the string. So however we have seen all the four types today, okay, and uh, you'll be getting four assignments today on the basis of all these things, and also you are having one test today, right? And 1 minute, let me stop your videos.